In this video, I'm going to share with you tips, hacks, and tricks on how to save money. In a recent survey by Akiba Tribe in 2022, it showed that 50% of millennials do not save money, not only because they do not know how to save money, but because they also feel like there is no need to save money, and also think that their income is too small to save from. And this is not entirely true, because if you know how to save money, then you always see a way to cut down on your expenses and have a little more to keep for the future. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to save money from whatever that you have and how this has worked for me. The first tip is to always have a strategy. Always have a plan. A plan could include actually packing food to work. This actually saves you cost on buying food out, and by the time you prepare a meal that could serve you for in the morning and in the afternoon, you're already saving on cost, because when you eat out, you spend more money. Sure, we all know that it's more expensive to eat out than to prepare our meal, but apart from that, you could also make sure that you have a list when you go grocery shopping, because when you do not have a list to guide you when you are shopping, you tend to buy things that you do not need, and that is one way that many of us end up spending more money. And most of the time, you just want something and then you feel like you need it and then you buy the thing. Another trick on how to save money is to lower your housing rent. Many people spend more than 50% of their annual income on rent, and this actually always drains you, because you're working and all of the money goes to rent, and then you only have a little to sort out transportation, feeding, and comfort. But if you can find a way to lower your rent and still be comfortable, like probably having a flatmate, probably staying back with, or looking for a cheaper apartment, you tend to save money and you have a lot more of your income for you to spend. Another trick to help you save money is to avoid debt in every way possible. Ensure that you are debt free, because if you are in debt, you end up paying outrageous amount on interest. Most of the time, interest rate on debt could go as far as from 10% to 30% monthly, and this is usually draining, because before you're even able to pay off the initial capital, you've ended up paying up like double the amount. Just imagine. So in every situation that you always avoid debt. I don't know how I'm going to reiterate another trick on how to save money is to reduce entertainment costs. There are so many ways you can always have fun, enjoy yourself, but you are going to be spending the barest minimum. Go for a group trip instead of traveling solo. Go with people so you can split money on the accommodation, you can split money on transportation, you could also split the bill on food. But if you go by yourself, you end up spending all of this amount on your own. Why not just organize hangouts instead of going out to the cinema? What about having some friends over to Netflix and chill? You guys will have food, drinks, and this is actually cheaper than always going out. You could always find ways to reduce on your entertainment costs. This is one way that many of us spend so much money without realizing. And also, you should always have like a budget for your entertainment, so that way you're not spending so much on entertainment and you're also having fun, enjoying yourself, and enjoying your money in the process. Another trick on how to save money is to understand your needs versus your wants. There's so many things that we always want, but at the end of the day, do we really need them? There are things that you cannot do without. Those are what we call needs. So there are things like food, transportation, rent. You cannot do without them. But there are some things that we want, like going out to the latest parties, going out to get the latest gadgets. We really want those things, but do we need them? If your device is still working fine without any issue, without any need for software upgrade or anything, do you really need to change your device? You need to add up money to buy a new device. So always make sure that you understand your needs versus your want. There are going to be things that you would always want, but ensure that before purchasing them, before making plans for them, there are things that you need, not just things that you want, because that way you get to save money. And if you check your wardrobe right now, check your house, check out things that you've bought in the last 3 months that you wanted. You don't need most of these things, but at the end of the day, you've already gotten them and they end up just sitting down idle. So ensure that before making that next purchase, you need that thing, not just want it because you feel like it at that point in time. Is to spend wisely on grocery. So I don't know if you guys have noticed that we spend a lot of money on food. See, we are eating our own money. I can categorically tell you that I am eating my money, and that is sad. So why would you spend so much money on food and end up wasting it? I see a lot of people go to eatery and they buy this food really expensive and they leave it like that. And I'm wondering, why is this person wasting their money? Like, if you buy the things that you can actually consume, it is good, it's nice. But when you buy things that you cannot consume, it is just a waste of money, honestly. So make sure that you save as much as possible on your food, on your groceries, because food is actually expensive and you need to always eat. But there's a thin line between trying to feed yourself to the fullest and then wasting food. And if you see, there's so many surveys that have seen that a lot of people waste food. It's saddening because it means that you are wasting your money because you feel like you need it. So please always try to balance out, and by the time you're going to get yourself food stuff, make a list. Always go out with a list, because you need food. You feel like, oh, let me grab this extra thing from the shelf, let me buy 3, let me buy 4, and there are some things that end up expiring in your house. No, make sure that you have a list. Make sure that you always buy what you need at that particular point in time, because everybody goes out to get extra food stuff at least once a week. So make sure that whatever you are buying lasts throughout that week and you consume everything. Or if you're buying for the long term, make sure that you're buying things that will not expire or will not go bad. So always spend wisely on food. And apart from going out with a list, go out with cash. So we're in this age where we just swipe our card. Before you know, you swipe the card, you've already exceeded your budget on your list or the amount of money you're supposed to spend on the list. And because it's your card, you just pay for it, and you're like, when you get home, you're like, okay, why did I buy all of these things? This can actually be avoided if you go out with cash. So go to the nearest cash point, get yourself some cash, go to the store and buy those things, so you can know that, okay, at this point in time, now that I'm here, I am spending more than I'm supposed to spend at this particular point in time. Also, don't go out to buy food when you are hungry, like you're going to the market or you're going to the supermarket to get something. Eat before leaving your house, because that is a deadly trap. You just feel like, I'm hungry, I need to eat, I'm tired. Then you enter the next available spot and you get yourself food and you're filled up and you go and shop. Meanwhile, you could have actually saved that money, or you end up buying some snacks from the shelf and eating them on the way. You could have actually just saved that money. So make sure that you do not go out. Another thing on how to save money, guys, don't fall prey for this. Cancel those free subscriptions. You already put your card, cancel them. Like, check your email right now and go and start canceling them one after the other, because they are going to come for their money. They're coming for their money. So make sure that you cancel as many free subscriptions that you have on, so that they do not charge you. And then there are some subscriptions that you've not used for a while. Why not cancel them until when you are ready to use them the next time? So please ensure that you do this one, because this one is very, very painful when they collect your money. Then another thing is, watch how you spend your money. Hey God, this is actually really important, because there's sometimes that you don't actually track your spending. And I know that for some people it seems tedious, but it is a very important aspect of your financial life. Track your spending. Know what is eating your money. That way you're able to tell that, okay, is it that I'm going to cut down on my rent, like I mentioned earlier? I'm going to cut down on my transportation by finding somebody I can always join to work. I'm going to cut down on my subscriptions. There's some subscription I don't need. Just make sure to know what exactly is taking a chunk of your money and try to cut them down, because at the end of the day, there are some of these things that we really do not need. So why are we spending money on Another way to save money is to practice a zero-based budget. So a zero-based budget is simply that when you get your income, you have a budget, and make sure that at the end of the budget there is no money left, there's no extra cash anywhere. Because you know, there's sometimes that you'll be like, okay, let me leave this money, I might put it in my savings. So but what if there's an urgent emergency, or maybe there's a hangout, or maybe there's this? Practice zero-based budget in the sense that you make sure that everything that you need for a particular period of time, if your income is coming in every 2 weeks, if your income is coming in every month, you make sure that everything that you need for that month all spelled out, so that you don't have extra cash, I do. That way you get to save money, because your budget will definitely contain a saving amount, an investing amount, or a debt repayment amount. So by the time you allocate funds to all of these things and there's 0 naira left, you don't even have to bother yourself about paying for something extra. You just find a way to live within your means. Another way to save money is by automating your savings. I cannot overemphasize on automating your savings enough, because this helps you to literally save, whether it is willingly or whether it is by duress, because at a particular point in time when you have set up your automation, the money just gets deducted from your account. This way, as long as there's an amount of money in your account, your savings account gets credited. And to automate your savings, you can actually automate your savings in different ways. It's either you do a standing order on your bank account, or you have another account where you ask that your bank always sends the money to, or perhaps you're using a high yield saving account, such as the fintech apps that are working now, and you just set up the automation, remove a particular amount of money at a particular point in time, probably for a particular period. It could be daily, it could be weekly, it could be monthly. So if you're automating your savings, make sure that your saving is automated to the frequency of how you receive money. If you're receiving money monthly, make sure that your automation is done monthly. Don't do it daily, don't do it weekly, so that the chunk of the money just leaves at once and you're good. Instead of straining yourself financially to be trying to make money every week, every day, just do it monthly and rest. If it's every 2 weeks you receive money, just make sure that every 2 weeks when the money comes in, you set your automation to just take out that chunk of amount that you want to use as your saving amount. So if you're able to try out at least 5 of these tricks I have mentioned in this video, trust me, your savings is going to do better. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to click on the like button, subscribe button, and also share this video with friends. So by the time you are better with saving money, it just becomes an habit. It becomes an habit by the time you see. So if you actually do not earn a lot of money, trust me, if you do all of these things, you would see a little bit of change that can be put in your savings. Even if it is 1 naira every day, if you say 1 naira every day for 365 days, you literally have 365 naira. But if you don't save at all because you feel like your income doesn't add up, then you still have 0 at the end of 365 days. And saving for the future is one important aspect of our lives, because it helps us to have some sort of security, especially towards emergencies. I'm going to be seeing you in my next video. I remain your personal finance girl.